that we know as Z. So her name is Zinat Islam, and she's a very powerful individual, very bright, and she has a very powerful message for us. So the title of Z's talk is Finding Purpose, Understanding Privilege, Creating Platforms. And Zinat is a barrister, an advocate, and an activist. She's passionate about challenging injustice and building power and purpose in people and communities. She believes that real change starts from the grassroots and that we all have the power to make a difference in the world. Tonight she invites you to share her personal journey. So please would you welcome Z.
Yeah. When I was born, I was supposed to be a boy. I'm the youngest of 5 girls, and my mom, and women like my mom, are always told that boys are what should be aspired for. And so in this frantic search for a son, because of a culture which tells you that men are superior, she had one daughter, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. And I think when they got to me, they gave up. But despite those cultural norms, my mum and dad were pioneers. They sacrificed their ambitions, their hopes, in order to raise, elevate, and educate all 5 of us the best that they could. Dad came to this country in the 60s, having to sacrifice his studies to come over here and look after his family. And Mum followed shortly after. And their life was us. Mum sacrificed any hopes and dreams in order to raise us and give us what she was never going to have for herself. And that was the privilege to have a dream and an ambition. And the product of their sacrifice was the 5 of us. And we may not be boys, but I reckon we turned out all right. Big sister number 1, PhD and a pharmacist. Big sister number 2, a dentist. Big sister number 3, a deputy head teacher. Big sister number 4, well, she works in that building in Canary Wharf with a shiny light on the top, and you know you've made it when you're in there. And then me, a barrister on a mission to try and make a difference. So Mom may not have had sons, but she sure as hell had a powerhouse of women. My journey to being a barrister was motivated by this inherent kind of thing within me about trying to do what's right, and also because I like talking a lot, which may or may not become obvious in the course of this. But it also had something to do with growing up in the background of 9/11. And people like me being politicized and demonized just because of who we are. Now, being a barrister was supposed to be my way of changing the world and fighting injustice. But trying to get into this barrister club was like knocking at this door of a very elite members club that I was not supposed to be at. I was having to navigate this system that represented absolutely nothing about who I was. Nothing about me is privately educated. Nothing about me is Oxbridge. Nothing about me is white, rich, middle class, polished. But the Z on a CV part of me, the first class law degree from Warwick, the masters from LSE, the awards and the scholarships and all of that stuff, got me into this elite club. But the rest of me has very much remained on the outside. And I very much remained on the outside. And I'm still on the outside. Fast forward 7 years, nearly 7 years, and I'm incredibly grateful for where I am. But that doesn't mean that it makes sense. And I'm constantly asking myself, in this crisis of purpose, what am I doing being a cog in this justice system which is fundamentally unjust? How should I be using my gift of time? And actually, how can I be making the best impact that I can? And over the years, I've realized that it's even a privilege to even be able to ask those questions, because it's so easy to live this life in obedience to the system, on this conveyor belt mentality, trying to hit all these steps society tells you what our life is supposed to look like, right? It's a privilege to be able to even question these things. And I ask myself, how should I be serving others, and where can I make the most impact? And all of you guys, no doubt, will have all of your own personal journeys, your struggles, your adversities, and all those things that are unique to you. But it is all of that combined that gives you the transformative power to shine your light for other people. And I invite all of us today in this room to ask ourselves, what are we doing with our privilege and platform? How are we using those things in the service of others? And how are we collectively trying to change our world? Thank you.